Oh, after a 4-week hiatus and Dave dying and being resurrected by the light of God, Tommy C is with us. Jesse is here as well. It's me, Joe Cronin, and even Leah might be here tonight. We might try to kill a homeless person. Guys, what's up? It's Monetize This. I don't even know what number it is, but I'll figure that out later. And honestly, I don't care. It's Monetize This. It's like WrestleMania. We'll just have symbols now. We don't need a goddamn number. We'll just have a play button. Like, what should our symbol be tonight? Like a dick? Like a penis will be our symbol tonight. How about a big ball sack? Tommy, what's up? You sound like, you know, you just want to, like you got drunk last night. Oh, like he's dead. Hey, Jesse. Jesse. Oh, no. I was so upset all day at work today. I had a problem today. But I was excited because I knew that they were going to do some little special scene with Shatner and Nimoy in the new movie. You know? Well, but it would have been great if the two just got on screen for this little moment, like something happened to them and they aged or whatever they did. But I heard that Chris Pine doesn't want Shatner to be in the movie because Chris Pine is angry that the idea that he could look like that at that age. So, he's like, yeah, he's like the same thing. But he looks like, he actually, like, even though he looks like he's going to have a heart attack, he looks pretty good still. Botox. It is great. Is my mic too low? Wait a minute. I don't think anybody can hear you guys. Can you guys talk? Wait a minute, hold on a second. I can't hear nobody, someone said. Oh, really? Maybe it's this fucking other program that's recording at the same time. Oh, shit. Monetize. Hold on a second, let me hear this. Hold on a second. Oh, no one can even hear me. That's what it is. Wait a minute, fuck. 1 second. 1 second. No, but it sounded like I was coming out of Leah's headset, is what I heard. Oh yeah, something's fucked. Hold on a second. Yeah. Maybe it was because the MXLR was taking the here. Talk now. Oh shit. What the fuck is going on, man? No, it's just fucked up. It's like, hold on a second. Talk now. Oh fuck. What the fuck is going on here? Oh, I think we did record on something else. Hey, say something now. Why isn't Skype coming? Like Skype's not broadcasting through my XSplit. That never happens to me. But what I was doing was I was broadcasting on another device, which is what could have fucked it up. But why isn't Skype? God damn it. Well, I am, except...
And it's not neutral. Because here's the thing. If you have an ISP, there is no reason to give small timers the amount of bandwidth. And there's no reason. So what happens is, and it's just like every company on the planet, everything in the free market, if you have a bigger customer, they're going to get better service. Because the investment in them is going to pay back more than it is for JoeCronenShow.com. So what happened now is you have the government sticking their nose in it. They're going to tell the ISPs how to do their business, and it is going to fuck everything up.
Well, it's because all the internet service providers, the ISPs, what they're doing is that $18.8 million in lobbying over the past few years for this shit. I mean, it's
we
insane.
weren't live. We're live now. Hey, what's up, everybody?
Yeah, it was like a dark show.
We haven't been live for this whole thing.
Guys,
well, I don't know if we weren't. I don't know.
We're live now. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a black screen on YouTube.
Right.
I think maybe people could hear us though because it looks like there's chat going on.
Oh,
really?
Stuff. So
there's no way they could hear us because I
well,
wasn't
people
on.
are. I don't know. Maybe somebody can chime in and let us know. I don't know. I have it muted, so.
Oh shit. I was just listening, Joe. Sorry to interrupt. At least Dave, I heard him talking, and it sounds really echoey.
What about now?
Echoey?
Hold on a second. Let me listen to it.
$1 million in lobbying over the...
Oh yeah, here it is.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
I know what it is. I figured it out.
Almost a little Androidish.
All right, we're good now. We're fine. We're good
Now
now.
people can hear me.
People can hear everybody.
In the end, that's all that matters.
To get fixed. I have an announcement to make because I'm doing a video.
You're gay?
Yes. I'm queer, and I'm doing Joe Cronen's queer video. If you remember Michael Park's song, Joe Cronin Show, I'm trying to get fan video. Just make a fucking 30-second video or something, and send it to me. Send me your 30-second video of you on JoeCronenShow.com. Now, I would like some of the more popular listeners to send me stuff. I will take...
yeah, fuck everybody else.
I will take other... Well, because look, somebody's going to get cut. But the more popular guys, or the more guys that we are well known, are obviously going to go to the front of the board. So people like Terry, or obviously Mike and Graham and the other guys, send me a 30-second video of you doing something stupid to that Joe Cronin show song.
Fuck it, take a page out of net neutrality and have the bigger guys just send you $5 and you'll give them a longer Fuck it.
Suckers! And you know what I found out too? Because like that, you know why we can't listen to music over here? Because they did the same thing. They treat the internet like a utility over here.
It's exactly what happened.
Nobody else is like Germany, though, dude.
Stupid
Nobody else is like Germany. You're comparing it to the dumbest fucking country.
Comparing to Germany because it's the exact same thing.
No, it's not though. It's not the exact same thing.
It doesn't. You know, you have this idea. It happened in Germany. That's Germany.
So so that whole tier system that the companies were just talking about was fake. That everyone is agreed on, even Bill O'Reilly, every fucking person agreed on what they were talking about doing.
No, because there is an issue with competition.
So here's what would have happened. Now, can I tell you what would have happened? You would have been like, I want to go on the internet tonight.
I can't hear you. First of all,
yeah, you're really echoing.
You're like, I want to go on the internet tonight. I'm gonna go on the fucking internet tonight.
Mics? I remember that happened in the past.
I'm gonna go on the internet tonight. I'm gonna go. Can I fucking say a fucking word without someone fucking talking?
No.
Fuck!
Well, you know, Tommy did want to have 3 people on the show, so.
This is awkward.
Jesus, Cronin.
So,
it can't happen in the United States.
that happened.
It's possible. It's impossible.
So,
No other fucking country is like fucking Germany with the internet. How the fuck is this?
That's not true. That's not true because you don't know what you're talking about. You're about all you want. You're gonna act like. Is he really gonna break shit?
you breaking stuff?
Break shit. They have the exact same thing. They treat it like a brutality. And Germany is the worst.
I don't feel good.
You know what, Tommy?
I just broke the window and there's air coming in the fucking house.
That's not my fault.
You really break a window?
I gotta be honest with you.
Well, Tommy, you know what, Tommy? You're fucking stupid. Everyone else has this fucking right. You're living over there in your fucking conspiracy fucking theory world that everything is fucking bad. Everywhere is Germany. Everything is fucking bad. Go do your fucking research, Tommy. Do your fucking research. Just like everybody else has fucking done.
What the fuck?
You're
That's a
seeing
fucking window.
You're calling me an idiot because I don't agree with everybody else.
No, I'm calling you
about that
stupid because you're not gonna let me talk. You're gonna talk over me, just like everybody else does. When somebody comes up with something that they have to say to you, oh no, I'm gonna talk over you, so you can't talk.
What the fuck am I gonna do about this?
Finish what you're saying.
Fucking wood over it?
All I was saying was, everyone else has read everything bad that these people were gonna fucking do. Well, all you're reading is what bad could possibly happen based on the government taking over. Nothing that's actually happened yet. But you're comparing it to every other fucking country that you think.
Well, first of all,
I fucking know.
Because first of all, there's other countries that are first world countries just like ours that have similar internet situations, and they behaved in a political manner every single time. Our country was different because it was completely open, and the public basically controlled it. And we have. And you take a country like Germany, you take a country like Sweden, you take a country like Czech Republic, and different things happened. Now, different things are going to happen in the United States, up into including your bills going up. But the fact that
bills would have gone up. Bills would have gone up Comcast.
You just yelled at me for talking. You just yelled at me for talking over you.
Yeah, but you could go on for 20 fucking minutes before I get a chance to say a goddamn thing.
What I'm trying to say, because you've decided, because everybody else, and first of all, that is not true, because you probably only go to one sources. People have been screaming. Dave knows about it too. They've been screaming about this all week, how this is just simply a power grab. You got suckered into something the companies never did.
This is a power grab.
Things that got worked out before they became a problem, and you handed power, unmitigated
and this wasn't a power grab for Comcast.
It was a power grab. We don't even know the first part of the regulation, and the people that have seen the regulation, like the FCC Commissioner Ajit Pai, said there is open-ended. They simply can do whatever they want. You didn't listen to him. You listened to the guys Obama appointed, the guy who refused to test for Congress yesterday.
No, I did my research, and I looked up many different research. I looked up many different things about this.
You got suckered.
It's easy to sit there and say that, Tommy.
You guys aren't even adults enough to listen to somebody else's opinion, and I am done.
I've been listening to your opinion all over fucking Facebook for like weeks about this.
You called me an idiot. You called me stupid. You clearly don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to be laughing at you when this happens because it happened in Germany. It only could be Germany. What kind of logic is that?
That's not my logic. My point was that you are using Germany as an example to automatically assume that that is what's going to happen here in the United States.
I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know that it's going to be worse. I don't know that if you're lucky.
You're making that assumption.
Can I chime in for a second?
Sure.
See, here's the difference, and this is a little bit scarier, if anything else. In Germany, before all of this happened, and this did happen here. That's the thing that Tommy is trying to get across, because it did happen. What didn't happen before this is the unmitigated fucking and shameful fucking lobbying by all the major fucking companies out there, all the major ISPs to the fucking government. That's what's been happening for the past 4 or 5 years in the United States. Comcast, Time Warner, all these people have spent over $18 million lobbying to the federal government. In fact, the guy who used to be in charge of the lobbying is now in charge, appointed by Obama, by the way, to be the Oversight Commission.
What a shock!
How is that? This is got nightmare written all over it for the future.
The only regulation that has leaked out, Dave, the only one that we know of yet is this: the oversight over content. And in other words, they can look at and say, "Hey, you're not giving that guy enough bandwidth because of content reasons." They also could do things like, I don't know, give the Judge Report, a critical website of Obama, less bandwidth per ISP, because the FCC controls it, like they would control radio waves and what have you. And, oh, no, nothing bad's going to happen from that. They're not going to do what they're doing now to certain Republican groups and limit their tax exemptions and give Democratic groups a pass, which is already happening. There's a criminal investigation of Lois Lerner right now over emails relating to this. So the same thing's going to happen with the FCC. They're going to do it based on politics, because let's face it, the federal government's not above politics. They're partisan. And here's the best part: when Republicans get into power, they can fuck over Democrats and give them less bandwidth. This is a joke. And another thing is,
to be fair.
Yeah.
to be fair, on the other side of this,
This is
principle.
fucked. There's no fucking way I can tape this fucking thing together.
Are you trying to put cardboard on it?
Yeah,
Don't let the fucking baby come over here tomorrow either. How the fuck did this break both fucking goddamn panes of window?
Did he put something through it or a fist?
No, it was he whacked something and somehow it deflected into the window.
I'd love to see what's going on in the chat right now, but I can't get in there.
They're fucking loving this. That Leah is God. I read.
I'm trying to find this fucking information for Tommy so I can send it to him and he can read up on it. It goes beyond. It goes so beyond what he is even saying. Like,
well, first of all, it's huge, Leah. There's not just one thing involved.
No,
I don't
it is
buy
multi-tiered.
their interpretation, and another thing is,
it just sounds.
A tier system isn't always bad because it's like this.
It is bad.
I go there and I say,
I can tell you it's bad because I have fucking Verizon and I know how this fucking internet dishing out fucking works, and it's bullshit.
well, now the government's
like
gonna,
really?
and now the government's
because
gonna.
Comcast was gonna do it for sure.
But see,
So
now
I take my chances with the maybe and the fucking internet being regulated like a utility, rather than Comcast being like, "Oh, you fucking want some faster internet? Well, you have to pay us $80 more." Or and they can't make a fucking deal with certain things that I like to use on the internet, and they can't make a deal because they want to overcharge or something, and suddenly I don't have access to that anymore.
Well, guess what? Here's what's going to happen to you. You're going to end up paying for. No, I can see.
Can you tell me how to see the future, Tommy?
I know. I'll tell you exactly what happened because in 1991 they decided to regulate cable companies this year that way. Because there wasn't enough competition and the little guy couldn't get through. The reason the little guy couldn't get through because the little guy didn't build the cable companies. And they did the same thing and they sold the same bullshit in the Republic from Massachusetts all the way down to Florida, and people bought it and they were regulated. You know what happened? The bills went up from about $10 a month to about 30 in no time. And now I don't even know what cable bills cost anymore because I left years ago. And you know what? You know what improved?
Ridiculous, and I don't want my internet to cost that either.
You know what got better for the little guy? Nothing. Nothing. And that is exactly what's going to happen with this. Nothing. The best case scenario for you guys, if you're lucky, is if your bills go up and you don't notice the difference. That's it. That's it. That is the best case scenario.
Well, the scariest thing about this is it's ending the best thing about the internet. The thing that in the United States, the last safe haven was the fact that any small internet startup company was on the same equal footing as the big guys. It's how MySpace was supplanted by Facebook. It's how fucking Friendster was supplanted by MySpace. I mean, it's just how it is. There was a tier of how things worked. That's going to go away now. And it's because of the fact that the ISPs can now lobby straight to the federal government because the government's going to be in charge. You got one hand sticking money into the others to fucking determine who's getting the bigger portion of the bandwidth.
That'll be all in the up and up.
That'll be on the up and up.
That was the funniest fucking statement.
That'll be on the up and up. It's a scary prospect. Now, the principle behind it is like, okay, what we're trying to do is we're trying to have two lanes, and this is their language, by the way, fast lane for everybody and ultra fast lane for those who can afford it, which is utter fucking bullshit because come on.
No,
that's ridiculous.
Well, the thing is, every time, and in principle too, it doesn't even matter if it's the internet or anything else. When the government starts telling business how to do business, you always get lousy service. I mean, it's just the way it works. It always works that way. The more regulation, the less, the more garbage the service. It's free market controls that it works better. Now, Leah's right about one thing. If you have a situation where things are completely unregulated and then corporations start to become a monopoly, yes. That's when the government has to step in. We're not at that point. So what happened is you had this fight between Netflix and I think it was a Verizon or Comcast, right? Which, by the way, got worked out. They worked it out. I think it was either Verizon.
They didn't.
They worked it. So let's hand everything over to the government, who can now shorten people that don't donate enough to the Democratic Party. And he also
taking this to like a whole nother level and assumptions that you think is going to happen.
The reason why
you are short-sighted. Respectfully, Leah, you are short-sighted about this. You think you got something for nothing, which is exactly what this guy president's been selling for you. You got nothing. You got nothing to begin with. You got to end with. At best, you're never going to notice the difference, and your rates are going up. And just because, the evil corporations aren't going to get everything. The thing between Netflix that was such a big deal that started this whole net neutrality thing got worked out. It got worked out. So basically what happened is you solved a problem that never existed, and now the FCC has unmitigated powers to do. We don't know what they can do because they refuse to release what powers they granted themselves on the fear that something might happen between the corporations down the line.
Well, see, here's the thing, though. There's already been evidence that there has been some on television between Comcast and Time Warner, who have basically already fucking shown the entire fucking world. They've said it as much that they stay out of each other's way in certain states. Mm-hmm. There are states where you can only get Comcast, and there's states you can only get Time Warner. Now that's a fucking monopoly.
Problem down the road, but there was no reason for this. Another thing is the fact that it might be unconstitutional. I mean, it's just simply
that's a worry.
And the internet isn't a utility. What it is an information service, and they want to regulate it like a utility so they can see what everybody else is doing.
The World Wide Web is information. The internet that it gets on is a utility.
But now it's utility. And from utility, more government is going to grow. You get the situation like we have in Germany with Gamma. And they decided, the internet is utility. Now we can regulate it. That means we can also tax. So they go to YouTube and say, everybody said we need more money when people listen to music on YouTube. And
Are you saying they said this, or are you assuming again?
No, because I could actually show you the screenshot where I can't listen to music because of a disagreement.
So we're going to Germany again.
Disagreement between a government organization that spawned out of
crazy ass Germany that decides to restrict whatever.
It's not crazy.
That won't let people read Mein Kampf. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. The idea that you think that it happened in Germany and it can't happen in the States is just ridiculous.
No. I didn't say. No. Wait. I didn't say that it can't happen here. I said that you are assuming that it automatically will.
Well, no, I don't.
I didn't say that's not going to happen here.
No,
I didn't say that, Tommy.
You don't want to hear it because I have seen what you just got yesterday, and you're clapping your hands, and you know it didn't go well over here. You know it didn't go well, and you don't want to hear it.
Excited and like throwing a fucking party over here about this shit. I'm not. But
what do you mean? You're breaking windows. You're screaming. You're calling people. You're calling your friends stupid. Obviously, it bothers you. You can barely handle the conversation.
I didn't break a window.
I think it's Joe that couldn't handle the conversation.
I mean, you're calling me names, breaking windows, and you're calling, I hate to go back to here. I'm crazy. I mean, look, who's crazy now?
You?
I didn't call your name. That was disrespectful. I didn't break a window.
I didn't break a window either, man.
Well, you're better than him.
Dan and I are two different people, right?
I'm saying you both acted similarly. Yes, you didn't break a window.
I'm not acting any different. I've just sat here for 10 minutes
and Dave argue on at least 15. Me and Dave argue on a daily basis, fight on a daily basis. I don't think I ever called him a name in one fight we ever had. Is that as far as you're an idiot, you're stupid? It never happens.
No, not really. No.
Never happens. Hang up on each other. Hold on.
Here's my heartfelt apology for calling you an idiot. I'm so sorry, Tommy.
Well, we'll see.
If you were there, it wouldn't be the window that'd be broken. It'd be your face.
The more than AT&T is going to sue the shit out of the government, and hopefully, a lot of this stuff will be over.
Oh, they're going to get sued by more than AT&T.
Oh yeah, they're going to. Because the rumor is, Dave, that they granted themselves like power, like they could pretty much shut things down when they want, and it's just ridiculous. I
believe it was Comcast. It might have been Time Warner, but I believe it was Comcast that sued the fucking federal government to get this going in the first place.
Well, yeah, that's another thing. Like Netflix is all for this because they're never going to get any competition again. And
of course, Netflix is for this.
They're like,
all right. Well, can I say? All right. Well, let me say this. Where we live, we are forced into Comcast.
That's true.
We don't have a choice of anybody else. Unless we want fucking Dish, but then it's like good luck getting TV when it's stormy out.
Yeah.
So we're forced into Comcast. All I can think is if there wasn't this net neutrality going through, is
MTV and Netflix, and you'd have to pay to have other sites that you can view. No one's even mentioned that yet.
Well, that's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is what I'm getting at is because we're forced to have Comcast, if this didn't go through and these companies started being able to do whatever the fuck they wanted with the internet, who gets fast internet, who gets slow internet, I'm forced to stick with whatever ridiculous, and by the way, Comcast is the evilest of all the evils. I'm forced to have whatever they decide to put out there as far as broadband with all that stuff goes. So if they decide to start charging me like $80 a month for this shit, I have no choice if I want internet but to go with these people. And I don't like that.
No, that's something not to like, because the competitive market is awful in this situation.
Not to mention, I'm forced into a contract with these people.
No, you're 100% right, but this is the exact same argument when they made for cable company regulation in the 90s, and we got our regulation. We still deal with. I have Comcast when I grew up too. Guess what? 30 years later, and not even 30 years, 25 years later, we still have Comcast. The rates are up. And nothing changed. And that's exactly what's going to happen with this as well. Now, I agree with you totally that it would be nice to go to somebody besides Comcast in your district. But if the government was really serious about bringing more competition for Comcast, they would have loosened other regulations that keep people from investing in competition for companies like Comcast. No, they did exactly the opposite. They added more regulations, which guarantees there won't be more competition, which is why Netflix is for this. Netflix doesn't give a shit if the internet's neutral. Netflix gives a shit if they can make money. And the best way to make money is if there's no competition. Now, you're right about this. It sucks, but this was not the way to solve the problem. So the government, the Democratic Party, went to you and say, they're keeping the little guy out of it. You bought it, and now the government has incredible powers over the internet that they didn't have before. And the only good thing is it's probably going to get overturned in time. Because that is what a big power grab this was.
I'm just not. I mean, I
No, you don't have to.
I mean, I don't automatically assume that every little thing that the government does is automatically bad.
Of course not, because you believe in something that isn't true. That government
It's not that I don't believe that it isn't true. It's just, it's like, okay, well, maybe it will happen. But I do know what will happen if Comcast and all them get to take over. And I don't like that. I would prefer the government option at this point over Comcast. And I would just prefer that.
I would agree with you, because you do need regulations in business. I would agree. But if it actually happened, I'd feel a lot more comfortable. And the government filing a lawsuit against Comcast, Congress passing a law saying they couldn't have a tier system with different types of for different types of shows and stuff like that. But here's the thing. This never happened, and it probably wasn't going to happen, because this stuff tends to work itself out in the free market. So everybody panicked about something that never happened, and now the government has a ridiculous. Actually, we don't even know how much power. So
that's the thing.
On its face,
we have no idea.
On its face, one can conclude that this was a bad idea.
But the point I made to you the other day too, Tommy, is like, you're going up and being all crazy about, we don't even know what they're doing. They're hiding it. We haven't seen the report.
I didn't say any of that.
But I mean, that's like kind of like what you're being like. It's like, because you like assume that they're hiding stuff from us in this report.
First of all, I never used the word hiding once in anything that I wrote you back yesterday. Not once. Not once.
I'm not referring to yesterday.
Now, you can go look it up. I didn't use the word hiding once. Not once. What I said was, I am basing this on past regulations, the 90s regulations of the cable company, and just about every time they regulate anything out of nowhere for a problem we don't have, is the results are usually bad.
What about preventing the problem we could have?
That's logical. I pointed to it. I'm also I know you guys can't stand it, but they did the same thing in Germany, and we had bad results, and they're going to have bad results in the United States. I'm basing my argument not in conspiracy theory, but on personal experience, being alive long enough to see cable regulations, and living in this country that is a first world country, that has a first-rate internet structure that the government now runs, and it's a circus act.
But you can't tell me that like Germany isn't a little on.
Your argument is you can't see into the future. Well, no, you're right, but I can show you what's happened in the past.
I can't even.
It didn't happen in Sweden.
All right. I got to take a drink because my.
You totally killed my fucking buzz I got going on here too.
Well, you wanted
so fucking mad. I need to go get more wine. I'll be back in 10 minutes.
All right. Actually, I got to get
more wine.
I'll be right back.
My whole fucking hand has little shards of glass in it.
Are you okay?
What the fuck I'm gonna do?
You need to go to a doctor.
I don't fucking know. I cleaned up all this shit and all these little shit shards. Probably in my fucking hand. I can't see anything.
What happened? Did the rage monster just get
What the fuck are we gonna do
you?
about the fucking window? Don't let the kids near this area tomorrow. Well, don't let them near there for sure.
The rage monster's
This is the
inside
fucking
my
second
head.
fucking window. Like, we're not gonna be able to fucking... I don't know how long it's gonna fucking hold. If there's the fucking storm, there's a it's fucking all hollow.
It's fucking Wizard of Oz all over.
It's a twister. It's a twister. What about, you got any plexiglass laying around? I don't know why you would, but do you have any?
Fucking
Here's what you need. You need plexiglass and a hot glue gun, and I can fix all your problems.
I got a hot glue gun.
There you go. We're halfway there.
What about bubble gum?
More like bubble gum. Well, that was quite crazy. That was.
I enjoyed the shit out of that.
I'm sure you did, because fucking we all know that Jesse needs his fucking daily dose of unicorn blood to survive, and if he can't get that, he'll take the chaos and suffering of others. But he loves that unicorn blood, that virgin unicorn blood. It's how I survive. He's like Voldemort.
You got me, do you?
No, I'm out. I'm fresh out of unicorn blood. Sorry, Voldemort.
Who needs windows?
So what do you think of net neutrality, you fucking Jesse, huh? You're in California.
Fucking Bart could break a window. Jesus.
This is not cold air blasting on us anymore.
Here's the thing. I understand Tommy's concern, because we have seen it here in Germany, and it is a terrifying prospect, especially because there are a lot of telltale signs that this could go bad. Now, will it? We don't know. Time's only going to tell.
Well, that's what he's like automatically assuming it will. He keeps acting like he's acting almost as if it already has.
So I just want to know if so everyone lied that you would have to purchase MTV and fucking every website in a package. That was all.
It's going that way anyway. It's going that way.
They took a possibility and they basically exploited it and said, you're gonna have to pay more for less, and now you're definitely.
But that's what I was told by Comcast. Like, Comcast representatives wanted that.
Look, here's the thing. Even if that's 100% true and Comcast was going to
But it is, and what you're saying isn't.
It doesn't mean the government should be granting its all-powerful over the internet.
The point is they had to. They had to do it.
Yeah, they wouldn't have.
This wouldn't have happened.
Like
Tommy,
wait a minute. Is it just a perfect spot for a dictator to get in charge over
but
there?
this wouldn't have happened.
Protect us.
But
I mean, come on. Listen to you two guys. That's pathetic.
Okay, so the Patriot Act. I mean,
pathetic.
so this is the Patriot Act. Is that what you're saying? This is the Patriot Act.
I don't care.
This is the Patriot Act.
Look, I mean, come on. It's like they didn't have to do that. What you're talking about, if Congress is going to do something like that, and it was really unfair business practice, the government could have a lawsuit. We could have private organizations have a lawsuit. We couldn't just have basically, and it's probably illegal what they've done, just grant themselves power. And you guys are comfortable with that? I mean, I really don't grasp. That I can't understand.
Well, because I was told facts, and you're coming up with what ifs, and so I had to make. Tommy, you always talk about the.
I listened to one of the actual Ajit Pai, one of the FCC commissioners. I actually gave you examples on what's happened in other countries and what's happened in our own with past.
But in other countries, the fucking
have gone. Somebody.
Oh
put
my
the
God!
Tommy,
am I ever gonna get to fucking say a fucking word on this fucking show? Am I ever gonna fucking get to fucking say a
You know what?
You gotta let Jeff talk a little bit, though.
No, you're right. And if he said something, but you know what? I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest with you. This is getting ridiculous. Stuff.
I think he just broke his microphone.
You know what? I think this is getting ridiculous. If they're not adult enough to answer another opinion, what's the point of me being?
They're not adult.
Yeah, come on. You're breaking stuff every time you argue with you. I mean, this is a ridiculous thing to break stuff over.
All right, guys, I'm out. I'm done.
He's not wrong,
Listen, hey,
he's
can
not
I
wrong.
say one last thing before
He's
I get
not
the
wrong
fuck
to
out
act
of here?
like that.
Can I say
Oh,
one
you know what?
last
I don't want
thing?
anybody to get hurt over there.
You
I
know
quit.
what? I'm
Monetize
fucking
this.
done. I gotta go. My microphone's broken. $300 down the fucking drain. Windows broken. $300 down the fucking drain. I got no fucking money left to deal with this shit. As you can hear, the microphone sounds like shit because it's broken. All right? So I'm fucking done with this. Fuck this shit. Listen to this fucking
He's not wrong.
Goddamn fucking motherfucking fuck!
He's not wrong. You fucking talk over him like every fucking second, like
No,
just like you were doing to me.
Last
He
night
was.
this was $400 and now I fucking have no fucking microphone. Fuck!
Hey, Graham, where you at with that donation, man?
Shut up, Jesse.
Sorry, I had to lighten the foot.
Wait a minute, hold on a second. I can't hear nobody, someone said. Oh, really? Maybe it's this fucking other program that's recording at the same time. Oh, shit. Monetize, hold on a second, let me hear this. Hold on a second. Oh, no one can even hear me. That's what it is. Wait a minute, fuck. 1 second. 1 second. No, but it sounded like I was coming out of Leah's headset, is what I heard. Oh yeah, something's fucked. Hold on a second. Oh. After a 4-week hiatus and Dave dying and being resurrected by the light of God, Tommy C is with us. Jesse is here as well. It's me, Joe Cronin. And even Leah might be here tonight. We might try to kill a homeless person. Guys, what's up? It's Monetize This. I don't even know what number it is, but I'll figure that out later. And honestly, I don't care. It's Monetize This. It's like WrestleMania. We'll just have symbols now. We don't need a goddamn number. We'll just have a play button. Like, what should our symbol be tonight? Like a dick? Like a penis? Yeah. Maybe it was because the MXLR was taking the hit talk now. Oh shit! What the fuck is going on, man? No, it's just fucked up. It's like, hold on a second. Talk now. Oh fuck! What the fuck is going on here? Oh, I think we did record on something else. Hey, say something now. Why isn't Skype coming? Like Skype's not broadcasting through my XSplit. Penis will be our symbol tonight. How about a big ball sack? Tommy, what's up? You sound like you just want to like you got drunk last night. Oh, like he's dead. Hey Jesse. Oh no. I was so upset all day at work today. I had a problem today. But I was excited because I knew that they were going to do some little special scene with Shatner and Nimoy in the new movie. You know? Well, but it would have been great if the two just got on screen for this little moment, like something happened to them and they aged or whatever they did. But I heard that Chris Pine doesn't want Shatner to be in the movie because Chris Pine is angry that the idea that he could look like that at that age. So, he's like the same thing. But he looks like, he actually, like, even though he looks like he's going to have a heart attack, he looks pretty good still. Botox. It is great. Is my mic too low? Wait a minute. I don't think anybody can hear you guys. Can you guys talk?